Good afternoon, Francesco. It's good
Good afternoon.
today. Many congratulations on your success in this year's FOW International Awards.
Thank you very much.
You've won 3 awards, which is very impressive. And one of the awards that you have been successful in is for your Ion Risk. So I wondered if you could tell us a little bit about that product, given that there are a lot of different risk systems out there. So what sets Ion Risk apart from the competition?
Okay, let me respond to this question by starting to say that complexity in the derivatives, listed derivative space has been ever increasing in the past few years. So there's much more complexity, many new products, and in the ever-growing number of derivatives products is making the life of risk managers more and more difficult. So although it's focusing on listed derivatives, our solution is effectively covering a very extensive range of products and asset classes, which effectively is removing the need for our clients to use different kind of solutions or even different risk platform in order to have a consolidated view of a client risk. So that is one of a kind of a first kind of a key features of our solution, I would say. Well, secondly, it's traditionally been difficult for risk manager to navigate risk solutions and have a kind of intuitive and kind of an easy way to really look at all the various figures and analytics provided by these complex risk solutions. So Ion Risk Informer is leveraging the latest flagship HTML5 technology, so web interfaces, which effectively ensure a kind of an intuitive navigation of a functionality with very visually kind of a powerful and effective dashboards and widgets that can be accessed by desktop and even by mobile or tablet. So kind of making it very easy to really navigate the numbers and navigate the screens is another kind of important features, because you understand the kind of a complexity of looking at hundreds of client accounts and thousands of different numbers that, of course, it needs to be done in a way that it makes it easy for them to understand the data. Then there are many other features, but again, focus on another couple ones that make it unique is we have also introduced a lot of functionality, giving much more flexibility for a risk manager to adapt the solution to meet their needs. And so they can create custom calculations and kind of a custom analytics without a need to rely on their internal IT or even the vendor to really kind of deliver solutions which are tailored to meet their bespoke needs. So we have delivered a set of tools which gives them the ability to perform all these calculations and create new metrics simply with a user interface and with no need of scripting or developing. So again, making it very intuitive and very easy for them to really get the data they're really interested in. If I have to summarize, so simplicity of use, product coverage, and flexibility and ability to customize risk analytics are the kind of a key strengths that make the product unique.
And what response are you seeing from clients? What are their main pain points around risk? And how does Ion Risk help solve those issues?
Well, I mentioned upon some of these unique features, but there are 2 main pain points that we've been hearing consistently from our customer base when it comes to risk management. Well, firstly, it was very difficult in other systems for them to, it is true that a risk system needs to provide an aggregate view of risk, but then it was very difficult for them to really understand what are the contributed kind of dimensions that altogether aggregated effectively give an assessment of what is a risk of a portfolio or a client and so the ability to drill down and see these contributing factors is something that is not supported very well in other solutions. And again, we spend a lot of time and effort in building the solution so that effectively having kind of a aggregate risk grids can be then broken down very easily in an intuitive manner to individual constituents of risk. And this, again, is something that takes a lot of time and effort from our side to really meet the customer needs in this area. The other pain point, very important, is around static data. risk systems, in order to perform a kind of an assessment, an accurate assessment of client risk, need to be fed by many different systems. So front office system, market vendor, real-time data feeds, clearing system, back office systems, they all provide data, which then builds the ability for a risk manager to have an aggregate view of risk. So there are many issues around static data that effectively, if not managed correctly, basically give inaccurate risk figures. And this is a constant day-to-day pain that risk managers and IT teams need to resolve in order to have accurate figures. Now, with our solution, we are aimed to remove all these issues, because leveraging our ticket plant, our data services, we natively support in our solution the ability to map all this static data and removing the need for IT teams and risk manager to constantly look at resolving these issues day to day.
Is Ion Risk a standalone solution, or does it complement other Ion products?
Well, Ion Risk it can be deployed as a standalone solution. It can be hosted and installed by a customer, or equally, it is effectively offered as a complement to our existing solution. It's completely agnostic from a technical perspective, and it can be integrated with any third-party platform because of flexible interfaces. But clearly, it's also natively integrated with our own solutions. And so, for example, I was mentioning before, the risk systems are fed by front office, middle office, and back office system. And of course, we have integrated Ion Risk with our own front office and post-trade solutions, so that we can deliver a solution on risk management truly out of the box, integrated with our other solutions around execution and post-trade.
And finally, looking ahead, what are your plans for future development of this product?
So we're working on, again, different areas in no particular order. Well, clearly, more than ever, it's important that risk managers have the ability to proactively manage risk rather than reactively look at risk. And so we're going to further invest in additional risk metrics. For example, we're going to integrate Ion Risk with a VAR engine that is available within the Ion group. And again, we'll give them a kind of a much broader set of risk and risk analytics that will help risk manager to carry out their function much more effectively and in a proactive and preemptive manner. But of course, we're going to give risk managers the ability to have more meaningful data around their client business. So, for example, we will introduce functionality giving them the better ability to perform account profiling, looking at the breach limits historically, so that they can also see patterns and identify trends across customers when it comes to risk management. So again, preemptive risk management and a more kind of a greater insight into the client business is what we will focus upon in the coming months.
Thank you very much. That's been really interesting. Congratulations once again on your success in the awards, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, Wendy. Thanks very much.